Hello and welcome to this reading. Today I'm going to be using the Journey of Love Oracle cards. These are by Alana Fairchild. So you may choose your card either by whichever is resonating for you, 1, 2, or 3, or choose based on the stone. I'm also going to turn over each card so you can see the artwork. Sometimes people are drawn more to the artwork to decide what their message will be and what they resonate with. The first one we have here is number 37, Fire and Ice. So this is for somebody who's going through an initiation that is very extreme. You've been through the fire or the ice. You're going through one or the other right now. You're completing this initiation phase of your life in order to step into something new in terms of your calling. Also, you may just be feeling this need to balance these opposing forces within. It's sort of your challenge right now. You may be going to extremes in your emotional realm, and it's teaching you something, okay? It's part of your purpose right now. So if that resonates, this one will contain your message. I'm going to be pairing this reading with the tarot as well. So let's see what is under card number 2. Card number 2 says Contemplation. This is number 69. So this card is about asking a question, something that you're not even sure how to phrase to spirit. You can feel a question arising inside of you. It could be to do with your existence, your purpose, your mission. And I feel like this one speaks of life experience is going to give you the guidance at just the right time that you need. And it's not even the answer to the question, it's the question itself. So if you've been feeling this energy, it's not even like it has words. It's just this contemplative energy, something within you that's kind of wanting more, but you're not sure what it is that you want to experience, what you want to ask for. Then number 2 will contain your message. Number 3 here is Heart of the Moment. So this is the convergence of your past and your future. It's like you're right in this moment and you're going to be leading with the heart. This one is very much about choosing what is feeling right for you in this moment based on everything, you know, based on who you've been and who you want to be. You're going to make a decision from this exact moment, and it's going to be heart-led. So if this resonates for you and you've been feeling that, your message will be under card number 3. Find your reading in the description or timestamp, and if you're watching from the TikTok app, the videos will be on my page following this video. So this is the reading for those who chose card number 1, which is Fire and Ice. You could be feeling like you're going through a lot of emotional extremes that are meant to teach you something. Maybe it's been very frustrating for you at this time to not be in this balanced state. Otherwise, it could be your initiation right now. You could either be going through what feels like a fire trial in your life, where everything's sort of being burned up, burnt away, out of your control, you know, things are collapsing, or things are just frozen. On the other side, it could be some of you are experiencing being frozen and sort of at a standstill here. So let's get your message from the tarot. What do you need to know today? I'm going to be using the Light Seers tarot first of all, and I'm going to combine this reading with some more tarot and possibly animal spirit guidance. Eight of Swords is the first card. So this is anxiety, frustration, feeling trapped. I mentioned frustration, right? This is also a call for you to do what is in your control to do, to realize that you're not a victim, that you don't have to remain stuck, because this image always depicts somebody who can untie themselves and walk through the swords. You know, she's not wounded by the swords. They're just sort of all around her, making her feel trapped. It's a very frustrating energy, so I totally get that. That could definitely be how you've been feeling. And you're ready to move out of this, move away from whatever has been happening here for you. I'm going to grab this one, but it looks like the other one's also popping out. Let's get them both. Queen of Wands and 3 of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I'm feeling like you're going to realize what this was all meant for. And you're going to use this to your advantage is what I'm seeing with this. It's going to help you to become even more sovereign, like a leader here it says. Focus. You're going to be able to use all this and to create something from it is what I'm getting with Queen of Wands. Like realizing you're not a victim, right? And with 3 of Pentacles reversed, it could be that you're being called away from certain people, which could be why you're feeling under a fire trial, under your initiation, like everything has been taken from you. The people, the company that you're around could be your specific company in terms of your workplace. But know that this is to bring you to something even better, you know, something that's more aligned with who you really are at this moment in time. So let's see what else you need to know. What's on the other side of this trial? What's on the other side of this initiatory experience? Get the bottom as well. 4 of Cups and 3 of Wands. I really feel this energy of you realizing what this was all meant for with this cup coming out of the clouds. It's that realization, and this whole experience was meant to lead you out of boredom and disillusionment. Like anything that you once gripped onto that was taken, it was meant to teach you what really matters. And now I feel like you're about to set your sights on what it is that you truly want to create with your life. You're going to have a greater sense of purpose is what I'm really picking up with this collective. And you're being called to take action, okay, on whatever this adventure is. Could be with your life, you know. What do you want to create with your life? Going along with this Queen of Wands energy. Let's get 2 more. Knight of Swords reversed. So the end of tension, the end of highs and lows, the end of inner conflict, inner turmoil is what I'm hearing with this one. So just know you're moving through that. You're going to come out of the other side, onto the other side of this. That's where you got to set your sights onto what you can do now, you know, leaving the rest behind, leaving behind what hasn't served or what was meant to teach you. Finally embodying the lesson from whatever you've been shown from spirit or whatever you're being shown. Page of Wands. So good news, right? Good news. You're coming out of this. This is what I said. And you're going to be able to sprout something from it is what I'm getting with the way that this wand is sprouting a leaf, right? It wasn't for nothing. So if you felt like you went through the fire trial, it's like that was meant to burn away all that wasn't growing in your life. And now you're going to be able to grow something fresh. It's a fresh start. And you might be waiting on some kind of news. So know that communication is coming through. Good news is coming through. And if you felt like your life has been frozen, same thing, you know, all that ice is going to melt and it's going to be used to create a fertile ground for what you want to create next, what you want to grow in your life. So I'm going to get a couple more tarot from a different deck just as some confirmation for this message. And I'm also going to pull an animal spirit card to end this message. Death and rebirth reversed. So just know that there's going to be a rebirth. As I mentioned, the good news is coming in. Something new is going to be created from what you perceive to be a mess or a disaster, some kind of ending here. It's the end of that conflict, right? The end of the extremes. 10 of Swords reversed. It's only up from here. 10 of Swords is, you know, having those swords in your back. So if you've been, you know, going through that, we have the 8 of Swords. You're going to reach the completion. It may be painful. I feel like with this energy too, it's like, let yourself feel all the feelings. Don't avoid the feelings because that creates more frustration towards them. Feelings are teachers. So really tap into what it is that you're meant to learn. Let's get one more here. 2 more. The Hermit and 2 of Swords. So you need to go within, first of all, to realize what it is, you know, that you're refusing to see or that you need to see, and then make a decision. 2 of Swords is about crossroads energy, and it's about perspective as well, because this card, it does say in the book, like, are these crows untying her or are they tying her? And I feel like that's your experience too that you've been going through. There's something that you need to see a little bit differently. Different perspective is what I'm getting. The only way you're going to have that revelation is going within with the Hermit energy. So now I'm going to pull the Animal Spirit card to tie this message all together. What you need to know. Sea Serpent. So I'm going to read this from the book. Healing emotional wounds, expressing desires. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some area of our lives, and in other places it floods. It is important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. So I feel like that speaks of all that you've gone through in terms of these experiences, starting out with that fire and ice energy in the extremes. And I feel like it really does have to do with your emotions, as I mentioned right off the bat, but you're going to be learning something, deep here with the Hermit. You're going to be seeing something, and it's meant to teach you. I feel like the mother energy speaks of that. And also know that you're nurtured, you're protected through this, and everything is meant for your highest good, especially if you're somebody who struggles a bit with that. That's a message for you that everything can be used for your good, and you need to believe that, right? And that there's always some good that comes from whatever we perceive to be bad or difficult. And these disillusions, they need to be dissolved, because we're always seeking after truth ultimately and relying on truth to set us free. And with Knight of Swords reversed, I just feel like you're coming to terms with accepting some kind of truth here about yourself, about life, about the world, about spirituality. So let me know how this resonates in the comments below, and I'm sending you so much love. So this is card number 2. This is Contemplation. So there's a question that you're being ready to ask, but it's not in the form of words or thoughts even. Right now it's just a feeling. It's some kind of inner force that is sort of trying to emerge from within you. And it's part of your karma, like it's part of your destiny is what I'm seeing. So let's get some tarot cards to get your message. This is the Wandering Star Tarot deck. And then I'm going to combine that with Light Seers Tarot, as well as an Animal Spirit card. 10 of Wands is out. So there's this burgeoning energy. I know it says burden, but I'm feeling like with this overload and demand, it's like, it could be also something in your life that has led you to this point of contemplation, but I feel like there's just something like burgeoning, coming to life within you. It's going to sort of overflow or just burst forth. But it could be also that your outside circumstances have led you to this feeling, some kind of breakup energy, some kind of loss is kind of what I'm feeling with this 10 of Wands. Relying, like others too much relying on you is what I'm getting. Wheel of Fortune, you've been resisting this a little bit. This is going with 10 of Wands, Perhaps you've been resisting some kind of change here. So now I'm channeling something to do with a relationship that's been overburdening you, especially mentally. Blocking your creativity. 10 of Cups, happiness, prosperity, joy, family. You want to have 10 of Cups. You want to be going from 10 of Wands, right, to the 10 of Cups, which is the emotional fulfillment, the contentment, the happiness, not this overburdened feeling. It's more of a feeling of freedom. Oh, one just went flying. I was going to pick the bottom one, so let's pick the bottom one as well. So 9 of Swords reversed and 7 of Pentacles. There has been a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry that has led you to this feeling of needing to free yourself from something or somebody perhaps, because you're not growing, here where you are. So what I'm getting, your goals, your potential, your success, it's blocked with this nervous energy, but I feel like it's going to become unblocked very soon. You need to face something in your anxiety here. And what it means, I feel like this question of like, what does this all mean? Like, what have I done? Not in like a negative sense of beating yourself up, but like, what have I done in reflecting on yourself, like, versus what I would really love to be doing, Where have I been living with this sort of energy when I could be living with this energy, and allowing things to shift with that wheel, which is your karma, which is your destiny. 5 of Pentacles. You've been through a lot of struggle and hardship and loss. That's what this is about. And it could be also due to comparing yourself to others, or trying to be living up to somebody else's standards. That's what I'm getting, which has caused you a lot of anxiety, a lot of grief. Could be your family that you would try to impress, try to win over the love of people. But Spirit is saying you don't have to do that anymore, nor did you ever have to. But I feel like there was a lot of pressure on you to be somebody. So I'm getting this energy of like, you couldn't even ask yourself, what do I want to create with my life? That could be the question that's coming up, because everything was about somebody else in your life. And for a long time, it's been that way. You've been trapped by the anxiety of even asking yourself a question, contemplating things more deeply. I'm sensing like almost like narcissistic abuse with this one. Could be emotional manipulation. And I don't feel like a really strong evil energy necessarily. For some of you, it wasn't. For others of you, it was calculatively evil and manipulative. But for some of you, it was just somebody who didn't know better. They sort of put their negative issues onto you. They put their, happiness onto you. Also, they wanted you to carry that for them. Could be a family member. That's what I'm seeing with 10 of Cups. One last light Seers. The Fool. It's time to start over. Starting from zero, taking a risk, going off the cliff here into the unknown, but trusting that you're going to be okay. I feel like this is totally new energy for you. It's not something you have even, asked yourself or even contemplated. It's something totally new here that you're being called to, and you'll know what it is for you specifically. This is the general short tarot reading. If you want a more in-depth reading, you can always book or find somebody to get a more in-depth reading with. 3 of Swords reversed, coming out of grief, the Tower, right? Something that has really caused you to shake up. If you haven't gone through the Tower moment, it's incoming. Don't worry. It's not a negative energy. It's a necessary energy to clear away what isn't meant to be in your life anymore. So if that's relationships, whatever it is that's been causing you grief, I feel like you're going to be contemplating this as well. Who have I allowed to break my heart? Where have I broken my own heart? Where have I not been true to myself? And how is that causing me pain? When I resist moving with the Wheel of Fortune into a new beginning, into a new area of my psyche, some unexplored areas of your mind, some unmet potential, that kind of energy. And 3 of Swords, next to this 9 of Swords and 5 of Pentacles, that I can definitely see the grief there, You have held on to a lot that I think you've even refused to acknowledge here, and it's time to contemplate some of this and how does it truly make you feel? King of Swords, this is about the truth and it's communication. So you're going to get more confidence in who you are and your ability to speak up for yourself, especially in terms of what is true and what is true for you. 2 more are popping out here. It's so funny. This one came out in the first one, the Hermit. So a lot of you are being called to rest. Take some time to go within, detach from the outer world for a while. And 4 of Pentacles, I feel like this is about you taking steps in some new direction, especially like to do with material life, finances. Can be your comfort and your security as well. Like what would cause you to feel secure? You could have been reliant on somebody for financial provision with this one as well, to have stability, and you really want to take that into your own hands, I'm feeling like, with this Tower moment, and not being like overburdened by others, especially based on money, like monetary exchange and material exchange, because it's not worth it if it comes at the price of your happiness, right? And that's the truth with the King of Swords. Animal Spirit card now. Dragonfly. So it says, Master of light, illusion, and the mind. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder and awe. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it is worth considering the quality of your mind and your perception. Are they restless or still, dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. When in balance, sees clearly, joyful, magical. When out of balance, can't concentrate, busy mind. To bring into balance, focus on the breath. So contemplation, concentration, mind and perception goes along very well with the Journey of Love card from the start of this reading. So it's going to be up to you, It's different for different of you too, because this is a collective reading, but I do feel like you're going to be choosing happiness for yourself, after a time of not even reflecting on how you truly feel. That's what I'm seeing with this Three of Swords reverse, a little bit of hesitancy, right? To ask yourself, how do I truly feel? What do I truly want? And I feel like with that dragonfly energy, it's very much about your mind and setting yourself free once you take some time in contemplation. So I'm sending you so much love. Please take care of yourself, and I will see you in my next video. So this is reading number 3, card number 3, Heart of the Moment. You're right in this moment of time where you have reflected on your past and you've sort of been looking to the future. And now it's this moment of decision. What are you going to decide to do? It's going to be heart-led. It's something to do with following your heart's deepest desires. So let's get some of the Wandering Star Tarot cards to go along with this message of what you need to know right now if this has come across for you. Four of Cups. Yeah. In the past, I feel like you were kind of bored and stuck, and you kind of disillusion yourself into accepting things that really didn't fit for you. That's why you're now tuning into your heart space and asking yourself, what do I truly want? You know, perhaps you were bored with the life you had and what you were creating, and you're realizing you have the power to make a difference for yourself with your choices, especially with your emotions and how you view things. Knight of Wands, intuition, fire, flow. So now it's time to ask yourself, what do I want, you know? And there's a call for more gratitude with Four of Cups as well. So I feel like shift your energy into gratitude. It's going to heighten your intuition as well and help things to flow. There's also a eyeball here on the heart space of this card. As I mentioned, leading with the heart, heart awareness, asking yourself, what do I want, you know? Strength. It's a time to be courageous right now, and I feel like you are in this energy already, and you're realizing the heart isn't weak. The heart is in fact very strong, and you have a very loving heart. I'm feeling like you're somebody who's very passionate. When you let your passions up, you know, and you follow your truth, it's also a contagious energy that you hold. Yeah, the sun, as I mentioned, lighting up your life, you know, and having that fiery inspiration. You burn bright, you know, and you are very inspirational, as I mentioned. This one also has the heart alight with the sun energy around it. You come alive, you know, when you create from the heart. So whatever you're being called to do, don't hesitate. There could be a little bit of hesitancy with Two of Wands reversed. I feel like that's just the plan. Like you're thinking a little bit ahead of, what do I want to create from this moment? And it's going to require you to come out of your comfort zone. And as I mentioned, influence, this one also says influence. So maybe you're a little bit afraid of your strength here with the power of your influence. So you really want to be clear on what it is you create next and how it is you show up. So as I said, very loving energy, very compassionate energy, very compassionate person. 10 of Pentacles. So this is on the horizon. Stability. I feel like you want to create stability, and I don't feel like it's just for you and your own family, but you want to be somebody who can give back to the world. You may have been thinking about this recently, like, what can I do with my energy in terms of not just my own reality, but helping others, helping the world. And sometimes maybe that has felt overwhelming for you too. With the Four of Cups energy, sometimes maybe it has felt like, do I even make a difference? Could I even make a difference? But it is something Spirit has put on your heart because you're one of those compassionate people, you know, and you really want to change this world for the better with your energy, with your gifts and your talents. Six of Cups reverse. This could require you to really tap into your inner child with this one and awaken like what used to make you come alive. I feel like you've been possibly thinking of something to do with your childhood here. It could also be reconciliation with somebody from the past that might come back, especially how this is landing under the Two of Wands and it mentions partnership. There could be somebody from the past that has been on your mind, and they could possibly have some kind of piece to do here with your story with this next chapter. And I feel like, yeah, that will resonate for some of you. You've been thinking a bit about some specific person from the past that either shaped you in a large way, or you feel like you have some unfinished karma with, some unfinished business that they may be returning to help you in this next chapter. Now let's get some of the Light Seers Tarot for confirmation. Wheel of Fortune reversed. So a little bit of hesitancy to allow things to shift, but I feel like this is just because you're taking more time to really get clear. But if there is any fear also, I'm not really sensing there is, but maybe for some of you there is, then it is a call to let go of that fear. You don't need to take that with you. Just be strong, like how this is landing next to Strength and the Lion. Just be strong and tame those fears, because the wheel's going to take you, but it's going to take you into a positive direction. The Hierophant, and one that fell out here. So Hierophant is connecting to your higher wisdom, your higher guidance, and Eight of Pentacles. When you do this is when you're going to feel in your most creative space, you know, putting your higher wisdom plans and inspirations, bringing them down to reality, grounding them with the Eight of Pentacles. You're ready to do this work, and I feel like it's work on a massive scale for not just you, right, but for the whole collective of humanity. That's where you want to really make a difference with your energy. Finish it off with one more of these, and then I'm going to get an animal spirit card. Let's see, I think I'm going to go with bottom. Ace of Wands reversed. So yeah, don't fear, like don't resist ideas that are coming. Maybe a lot of them have just been coming through for you, so you're a little bit blocked. I feel like with this landing next to Eight of Pentacles, as you start creating with, say you get one idea for some kind of creative project, or say you're a writer or something like that, I'm channeling, that's how you tap into your inspiration. Whatever it is you do, once you allow one inspiration to flow, it kind of brings in the next one. Because this is about your passion, right? Creating from the heart space. It's like, say for example, if you're a writer, you start writing, and then you're going to realize the next step, because we're talking about being in the heart of the moment, right? So you don't need to think too far ahead, and you just need to be in the moment, and everything's going to come at the right time. So if you've been feeling a little bit blocked, when you create, those blockages are going to be released. That's what I'm seeing. So definitely I'm feeling some of you are writers, some of you are painters, some of you are dancers, some kind of art, some kind of creativity. Even if you're a business person, you know, when you tap into your business and you flow with that, it opens up more ideas for you. Whatever it is for you, musician, anything, can be anything. But channeling somebody creative, very creative mind. Shark is the card for you of the animal spirit cards. So let's read this one from the book. So it says, directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, intriguing, captivating, mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky, destructive. To bring into balance, honesty. So you're going to know how that resonates for you. I feel like exposure is very important, and desire with this message. And I feel like that's where you're maybe a little bit afraid to even be exposed for being vulnerable, leading from the heart. But this is what lights you up, and it's really what inspires others, is what I mentioned. So being direct about who you are, being honest about your true nature, could be a little bit scary for you yet, because you're maybe living a life that's too small right now if you're being honest with yourself and you know you're being called to something higher. So that is the message for you today. Please let me know how it resonates for you in the comments below. I'm sending you so much love.